This is Josh Scogil with the Chariot, and you're watching Hardcore Sounds.
We are sitting here in a small black room with three guys from the Chariot. Hello, how's it going for you guys at the moment?
Really good.
Good.
Yeah. We had a day off last night, and so we actually got to hang out a little bit in Finland, and that's something that we don't usually get to do. So that was actually really pleasant. We had a day off, we were able to walk around.
Build a snowman.
Yeah, built a snowman named Sam. He was dead today,
Someone kicked
but it's
him.
So, how's the tour going generally? Has it been
really good. Yeah,
It's great.
really good shows. We played a lot of different countries that we don't. Most bands don't get to play. We played Latvia, Estonia, went down to Portugal, Spain. So we did a lot of stuff that we as a band have never done, and a lot of bands, to my knowledge, don't get to go to. So that alone was very, very pleasant. And then having good shows as well. I mean, that just icing on the cake, as it were.
So, you have an album coming out called Wars and Rumor of Wars on May 5th through Solid State or something. Yeah. So, how was the recording process of the album? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
The recording process? Well, it was recorded like a lot of our records are recorded, which is we try to keep it sort of a one-take process. We try to start at the beginning when we record, and then we try not to stop until the end, which might sound funny, but a lot of bands don't do that. A lot of bands will just play it and then either copy paste the rest of the riffs, or they'll play it and then punch in another one, punch in another one, punch in. We really try to steer clear of that. We really try to just maybe we're just recording the guitar track. You start at the beginning, record, and and if you mess up, we try to start back at the beginning and just keep going. And that's why a lot of our CDs and stuff. I mean, there might be little nuances that are actually messed up, but we kind of leave it. Sometimes obviously if it's too bad, we can punch in. But we try to keep that rule. And so I mean, the recording process has a very live feel to it. Where a lot of bands, I think, they record a record and then try to perform that record on stage. I think we try to take what we do live and put it into a record, which really opens the freedom for us live, because we can sort of do what we want and we don't have to stick necessarily to the record necessarily, because I mean the record, all it was trying to do is capture kind of what happens live, and obviously on the recording you don't have lights, you don't have the camaraderie of like a punk rock show, you don't have the heat and sweat, you don't have the crowd, so it's harder, but that's what we attempt to do, is to at least take a little bit of that and put it into a record.
What does the album title mean to you?
Well, Wars and Rumors of Wars comes from the book of Revelation. It talks about the end times and stuff, but for us, that's not necessarily, for me writing the lyrics and stuff, that's not necessarily where it goes with it. The wars and the rumors of wars that I talk mostly about is sort of the wars that go on inside of our heads, and the daily struggles of everyday life. Do right or wrong. Trying to make the world a better place. What do I do long term? What do I do short term? Just all those sort of struggles. That's the wars that I talk about. There is a few. There's a few throwbacks to sort of the end time that the Book of Revelation is talking about, but for the most part, that's the wars, and then a lot of the imagery that I use is the wars that a literal, legit war. The ones that kill fathers and brothers and stuff like that. So a lot of the imagery that I use is an actual war that's taken. That's the sort of what I'm talking. That's sort of the words that are coming out. But it's in no way supposed to be like a protest record, or we're not a political band, to say the least. But it's so in no way, shape, or form supposed to be like any sort of protest record or anything like that. But that is a lot of the imagery I use, and it is a very easy thing to hook up and grab onto, but it's always representing stuff that sort of goes on in our minds, and then wars that we sort of can be plagued with daily, be it big or small. So that's sort of where the title kind of comes from.
So, what do you consider like more important in the Chariot, the music or the lyrics?
Well, I would say the music is the first and foremost thing right behind the lyrics.
Okay.
I think they're both equally important. I don't think there's times where the music is like the music has to be spot on. It has to be the most important thing, right behind the lyrics, which have to be the most important thing. You know what I mean? Like it's they're both. I mean, you can't. You know, if it's not a great sounding poem without the music, then I don't want it on there. You know what I mean? And if it's not great sounding music without the lyrics, we don't want it on there. You know what I mean? They're both as equally as important. It's very, very. It's a constant. It's not a constant struggle, but it's a constant. You know, we write music, and then that forces me to go, man, I want to write lyrics that can match that. And then when, you know, we write certain lyrics or something that I'm really, really proud of or whatever, and then it's like, man, we got to bump the music up just a notch to match that. So it's always sort of like challenging ourselves, raising our own bars to sort of outdo the other. And at the end of the day, they both mesh really, really well and completely fill out an album in a way that hopefully people like, but we for sure love. You know what I mean? We're big fans of our own band, you know, and I think that's what, you know, drives us to perform live every night. And whether we've had a quote unquote bad day or you feel sick or whatever, you know what I mean? You play music that you absolutely love, and you know. Several of us get to sing lyrics that we absolutely love, you know, and so it's really easy to do what we do, you know what I mean, because you really feel it and you really appreciate it on stage, you know, so it's not like you have to fake it or anything like that. So.
It's definitely a blessing for us because Josh writes all the lyrics, and there's never been a time where I'm just like, that's not completely awesome, you know, and so I think this, you and me. No, but it's super cool. It's just like, just to see what he can bring to the table with that side of it, and that's what we're doing. But, you know, just to like, to be able to have that side of it to be so cohesive with the rest of the music, and for us to feel it within our hearts as well is pretty cool. So.
Yeah. So what's your typical like songwriting process? Do you like write the music first and then the lyrics, or
well, I think we're all writing the music, and I think alongside that Josh has these ideas, and he's like a lot. He has a lot of contribution to writing the music as well, and so he's kind of always conjuring up these ideas that he's already had, and so I think it's a very malleable thing. It's different a lot. But
every song's different. You know? I'm always writing lyrics, whether they ever actually show up on nothing or nothing, we don't know, and at the same time we're always writing music. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, it's one of those things, like I hate to sound, you know, sort of like a typical band dude, but it's one of those things. I feel like we give birth to these songs and then we kind of watch them grow. You know what I mean? Like I would never think like, oh, I'm gonna put these lyrics with this, but you just hear it and it fits, and the magic starts happening after that. You know what I mean? It's really a lot of times, I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of times I feel like we're watching this thing happen, not necessarily. We kind of guide it like parents, you know, we sort of guide it in a way, but really, I mean, anything can change up till the day we're recording it. You know, there's plenty of songs that we've had one way, and then the day we're sitting there to record it, something just happens, and we're like, well, do we move that way or not? And, you know, and it's something you'd never planned on, you'd never forced. It's just, it goes, and that's one thing really that I love about this band is we're able to just really be on our toes, and everything's spontaneous, everything's completely, you know, we're able to just roll with the punches, and something we may spend months and months on a song, and we record it and it's done, and we listen to it, and we're just like, that's not good enough in our opinion, and just drop it, you know what I mean, right then and there.